You're watching East Tennessee weather. Weather when you want it.
Good morning, 7 o'clock on the nose here this morning as we get started on this Monday. How was the weekend? It was a toasty, roasty one. Did you get any sort of rainfall this past weekend? Hopefully you had a chance to get just a little bit, but the good news is the rain chances will be elevated. The heat's going to be with us for a couple of days as well. Let's talk about July observed high temperatures here for just a second. We topped out into the 90s all the way since last Tuesday. Had a couple of days in the 80s, but the general idea is we stayed in the 90s, and that's made for some very hot weather across all of East Tennessee, with yesterday being one of the hottest days, or the hottest day, I should say, so far this year. We made it to 98 degrees in Knoxville, 95 in Crossville. Crossville was incredibly hot. 100 in Chattanooga, 96 degrees in Tri-Cities, and that's really the story here this morning. We do want to give a big shout out to our sponsors here this morning. Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee is our sponsorship this morning. Home is where the heart is. It's also where your valuables, your vehicle, your family, and pretty much everything you own is. So it's safe to assume if it's at home, you probably want to protect it. Luckily, no matter where your home is, Farm Bureau Insurance is just up the road. With agents in every county in Tennessee, we're never far from you or the things that matter the most to you. That's why we're Tennessee's insurance company. Get a quote today from your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. All right, so we talked about high temperatures throughout the day yesterday, and it was a smoking hot day. Let's talk about rainfall yesterday. We saw a little bit of rain. Most of that was along the Cumberland Plateau. Saw a few showers across the Southern Valley as well. Didn't pick up a whole lot of rainfall, but again, hopefully you picked up just a little bit of rainfall yesterday. Now, as I mentioned, this morning is going to be a little bit warmer than what we were yesterday. We saw that trend yesterday from Saturday and Saturday from Friday. So current temperatures, you can feel the mugginess out there. The humidity started to increase a little bit, and that's going to continue for the next couple of days. Current temperatures are in the 60s and the 70s. So your weather headlines for the day today, the heat continues with a few more showers possible today. That's good news. The heat continues through Wednesday, and then cooler air moves in by the end of the week. And when you're talking rainfall, much more elevated rain chances this week than we've seen in several weeks. All right, so here's your Futurecast model. Pick up the timeline here at 7 o'clock, running through lunchtime today. And again, not a lot of activity from now through noon, but we heat up the atmosphere. Here comes a little bit of energy in the atmosphere and a chance for some spotty showers and thunderstorms. No severe weather threat, but could see some locally heavy rainfall. We got a little bit more moisture in the atmosphere to work with today than what we saw yesterday. And again, I think that's going to be the trend. But as the sun goes down here tonight, well, we're just not anticipating a whole lot of activity. It's going to start to wind down, but we'll pick back up again throughout the day tomorrow. So rain chances, similar locations to what we saw yesterday across the plateau, Northern Valley. But I can't rule out a couple of those to drift their way into the valley. So something to keep in mind as we head through the afternoon. We haven't talked rain chances much over the last couple of weeks. We've just talked about a lot of heat and humidity. So your forecast for the day today, by lunchtime, will be right around 90 degrees anyways. Forecast highs will be back into the mid to maybe a few pockets of upper 90s. Now, the dew points do climb into the upper 60s versus the low to mid 60s that we had all weekend long, which is what made the air feel just a little bit better. But it's going to now start to surround us and be like that nice little blanket. So we're talking heat index values back into the upper 90s to low 100s. And that also increases the heat stress. When we talk heat stress, that's in the direct sunlight. So how does the sunshine feel with the heat and the humidity that's expected? And you always hear me talk about, add a good 5 to 15 degrees on top of the air temperature if you're in the direct sunlight, and that's where heat stress comes from. So a lot of band practices are starting today. Football practices have begun. And so coaches and parents, something to keep in mind that the heat stress will continue throughout the day today and the next couple of days. Into the evening hours we go, not much of a cool down. We'll be at 93 degrees by 6, but that heat index value, how it's going to feel outside? Yeah, 97. 89 by 8, but it feels like 93, and we're still hanging on to an upper 80s heat index value even by 10 o'clock here tonight. So getting into our Tuesday, notice the moderate heat stress starts to expand a little bit more to the high category. And so, the heat stress is going to continue to pick up throughout the day tomorrow. We'll continue to stay in a moderate heat stress for most locations on into our Wednesday. And then that heat stress really starts to fade away Thursday, Friday, and through the upcoming weekend. Why? Well, because dew points are going to stay on the elevated side, but temperatures come on down. So we'll go low to mid 90s all the way through Wednesday, and then mid to upper 80s. Did I just say mid to upper 80s? Like what? What? Say what? Mid to upper 80s expected Thursday through Sunday. So let's take a look at those heat index values. We're going to be pushing close to heat advisory criteria, which is 105 degrees or hotter. We'll be right around 100 to 105 or so over the next 3 days. Now, the only thing that would limit us from hitting that heat advisory criteria, which the National Weather Service talked about in their forecast discussion this morning, saying we may have to issue one for the Southern Valley if the clouds don't take shape and kind of keep us from heating up too much. Clouds during the day limit us from heating up. Now, it doesn't mean that we won't have the dew points there, but we may not get to those extreme high temperatures to produce a heat advisory. So something to keep in mind, but either way you slice it and dice it, it's still going to be smoking hot and even hotter feeling to the air as we get into our Tuesday and Wednesday thanks to those elevated dew points. Our rain chances will gradually increase. Now, I don't like to add a huge chance for a lot of rain, on days 5, 6, and 7. So right now, we're going to elevate those rain chances. Looks like Wednesday, Thursday will give us our best coverage of rainfall. And let me just add to this, much needed rainfall. 40% Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, likely to tailor those numbers up, but I like to start low, and then we'll go up accordingly. Of course, we've got the Granger County Tomato Festival this weekend. I'll be out there with my partners with Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. We will be broadcasting live from the Granger County Tomato Festival, and again, that's going to come up Saturday afternoon. We're dialing in the details on that, so I'll keep you posted all week long on when exactly I will be at the Granger County Tomato Festival. But again, that is Saturday. Now, with that said, even though I have a 40% chance of rain on Saturday, I actually think it's probably going to be a little bit more elevated than that. So let's see what I do tomorrow and the next day because I'll likely bring those numbers up. But when you look at your 3-day rainfall outlook, we're looking at anywhere from maybe a quarter of an inch to over an inch of rain over the next 3 days. This takes us through Wednesday, okay? And this is broad brushing from the Weather Prediction Center. Now let's go through the next 5 days. We're going to add to that a little bit more. This takes us through Friday morning. Now let's take us into the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and again, could see more rain. So with that said, we're talking 1 to 2 plus inches of rainfall with the higher elevations picking up anywhere from 2 to maybe 4 plus. And that's due to the fact that they're going to see afternoon showers and thunderstorms pretty much each and every day leading up and through the week due to the convection that develops across the mountains of East Tennessee. That's going to be the story. So if you have plans to be up in the mountain counties, keep in mind, we're talking elevated rain chances. Remember I said the temperatures will cool down. Yeah, it looks like we may stay. The model guidance is really trending on the possibility of somewhere between the 21st and the 25th and maybe lingering all the way through the 29th. Somewhere around there, we could be trending below average, which of course we'll start to see as we get into the upcoming weekend. So make sure you check in on the forecast every single day with the East Tennessee Weather app. If you're new to the platform, welcome to Wake Up with Witcher. We get you out the door now with your check of your forecast. Now we're going to get to work with some coffee talk and, of course, national holidays of the day. So let's go ahead and say good morning to everyone, see how the weekend was for everybody. I mean, it was a hot one for sure. I want to tell you a little story this morning. You know, certain things in life, sometimes I probably shouldn't tell you certain stories. And I've already told you plenty of stories about Witcher's adventures and my shenanigans through my life. And you may enjoy those every once in a while, right? But here's what I'm going to tell you for this morning. So we went out on the paddleboard the last 4 days. Actually, 4 days in a row, we were out on the paddleboard. It was amazing. Every single day. And we bought our kids some paddleboards, so they got some smaller ones. And every single day, they were like, can we go? Can we go? So yesterday, we go out on the paddleboard, and we were out there. So what we did is we did some work in the morning, and then we watched the soccer game because the Euro 2024 finals was yesterday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I told you I was going to be watching that. And so we watched that game yesterday. That ended at about 5 p.m. And I told everybody, I said, listen, at halftime, everybody go put on their swimsuits. Let's get the paddle boards ready. And at the end of the game at 5, let's go down to the lake, because we live right next to the lake, and let's go paddleboarding for a couple of hours. Because then we had to be back by 8 o'clock because there was the finals for the Copa America Cup. Here, it's another final soccer game. Okay. So we did that. And so we got down to the lake. It was great. It was a lot of fun. I was like, okay, guys, I got to go because I still have to cook dinner. I had smoked some chicken wings earlier in the day. They were amazing. I went home and to finish those off, get the grill ready. I made some Mexican street corn, made some garlic cheese grits, and we were all ready for the soccer game. But here's the point to my story, because those are just straight up Witcher's adventures is what they were. Here's the point of my story. When, this time of the year, I always talk about, hey, when you take your dogs for walks, make sure that you get them on the grass a little bit every once in a while. Because remember that concrete, the asphalt, I should say, can heat up to 120, 130, 135 degrees during the peak heating of the day. Well, we get off the lake. I get off the lake at about 7:30-ish. Now, of course, 7:30, the sun's starting to go down. I get off the lake and realize that I'd ridden back with one of the kids, and so I left my shirt, not a big deal, on my paddleboard, but I also left my shoes, like my sandals, on the paddleboard. And I was like, well, whatever. We just walk up a dirt hill, and then we can walk down the street, and we're like 5-6 houses away from being on the water. So I was like, not a big deal. If my feet get hot, I'll just walk in the grass. Well, it wasn't too bad. I was walking with my neighbor's kid. I was like, yeah, the concrete's hot, but I wasn't burning my feet. It was just warm. Well, my friends. Guess what I have done? I burned the bottoms of my feet. That is the point to my story. So take care of your pets. Don't let your kids run around the asphalt and stuff without shoes on this time of the year. I should know better, but it didn't hurt, so I was like, okay, I'm fine. But my feet are sore. The balls of my feet are so sore. It's not noticeable. I don't see any red on there. I don't see any blisters or anything like that. But boy, oh boy, it is tender to walk. I'm like kind of walking on the sides of my feet. I'm wearing sandals because my shoes hurt. Point of the story, take care of your pets. Don't let your kids run in the concrete or the asphalt without shoes on. Because yours truly has now burned his feet. Last time I did that, I think I told you the story. Last time I did that was when I was probably 6 to 8 years old. I spent plenty of time running back and forth between my neighbors without shoes on, and I had blistered the entire bottoms of my feet. It was awful. So lo and behold, 40 years later, here I am again. Well, that wasn't smart, Witcher, right? So do as I say, not as I do, as the story goes. Good morning, Aaron. How are you this morning? We got Eva and Kimberly. Good morning, everyone. Julie's on here. Got an unknown user, but good morning to unknown user. I don't know who that is, but apparently they're from around here. We got a great shower last night in South Knoxville. Got some sunflowers blooming today. Yes, we had the Sunflower Festival. We had the concert, the circus on Saturday night. I was going to try to go out to South Knoxville and take my family out there, but we had soccer all weekend long. Not my kids' soccer. I was watching soccer all weekend long. And when there's professional soccer on and there's big tournaments and it's the finals, guess what I'm going to be doing? I'm going to be hanging out inside, and that's exactly what I did. Good morning, Tom. How are you, buddy? We got Dwayne Mason joining us. No rain in Sweetwater. Not yet. Not yet, but soon we will all get some much needed rain. Good morning, Jerry. How are you? Thanks for checking in this morning. We got Robert Lawson on with us this morning as well, with Michelle. And good morning, Katrina. Got Brian. Cheryl. Good morning, Bud. What's up, Bud? How are you this morning? Did everybody have a good weekend? Robert says something wet fell in the sky yesterday in South Knoxville. Still trying to figure out if it was rain or a bird flying over. Well played. Well played. We can have fun jokes about that because why not, right? The grass is brown and dry. I've got it doesn't need to be mowed, but I've got those little strings, like the little, I don't even know what kind of, they're it's like crabgrass almost. It's not really crabgrass. I don't know what it's called, but it's just like the little grass. Looks like wheat almost that just grows. But the grass is not growing. Everything else seems to be growing. Bud's looking forward to the cool down. Me too. Me too. Now. Hold on a second, Dwayne. Hold on a second. Let's not throw away the summer. Then we're throwing away days of our lives. Don't want to be doing that. You're heading south this weekend into more hot weather. It is. It's gonna be freaking hot, she says. It is. It is smoking hot. And I had some smoking hot wings yesterday. Grill. I put them in the smoker for about an hour at 225. They probably got a little bit on the not overdone. They got a little bit on the more done side, I should say. I pulled them off at like 170 degrees. Should have been at like 160 or so just to be able to grill them up again. But they turned out good. Well, that's probably a good idea, Betty. Stay in as long as you can. Just stay inside. That's what's tough about living in the Southeast. In the winter, I said this last week before last, when it's so hot and muggy outside, you don't want to go outside. When it's so cold and no snow in the wintertime, you don't want to go outside. Living in the southeastern U.S., it's like, wait a second, we have a beautiful backyard. I want to go outside and play, but sometimes it's just miserable to be outside. Unless you're on the water. Had that conversation with my neighbor yesterday. He's like, I don't really understand why it's cooler down by the water. I said, well, the water temperature is cooler. So you're surrounded by cooler air just because the water temperature is cooler versus getting on the concrete, walking back home. It's like we get off the water, get all the kayak, all the paddle boards out of the water, and all of a sudden, you just start dripping stress. Easy, Witcher. Watch my words. Dripping sweat. Or dripping stress. Or, yeah, I don't know. 106 yesterday afternoon. Nah, not that hot. Got to remember those are measured from your car, which is metal. But it gives you a good idea that it is just plain miserably hot outside. You were on the lake. It was a hot breeze, but it was good to be in the water, and the water is warm too. The water is like 84 degrees or something like that, so it's perfect. There we go. The Jiffy Lube team truly appreciates the rain and cooler temperatures this week. You're welcome, buddy. Thank you, Tom. I appreciate it. What's going on, Cody? How are you this morning? Yeah, the concrete around the pools and also the decks, like even the boat docks, just sitting in the sun. That wood and or the whatever they call it, it's plastic, but the higher end decks that are plastic that last forever and keep their color forever, those things get hot. That happened to you at the water park last year. It hurts. It's like right on the balls of your feet, so you can't escape it either. It's awful. Ugh. Well, thanks a lot, Buck. I know better, bud. But it didn't hurt, and I think that's the point of the story, right? It didn't hurt. It was warm, but I didn't think I was doing that much damage. But they're so sensitive right now. Good morning, Pam. How are you this morning? Oh, we got Miranda Collins joining us this morning. Good morning to you as well. And Cheryl Presley. Nice that you could join us. So happy rain is coming. Yes, I think we're all happy that the rain is coming. Although I'm loving these sunny days. It just makes it for an easy excuse, I should say. An easy excuse to get out on the water and not do the chores that we need to do. Like, listen, my wife and I looked at our house and I'm like, God, so badly do I want to get out or like clean our house and do the things that we need to be doing. But then you look outside and you're like, it's hot outside. And the kids were like dying to go paddleboarding again because we got them new paddle boards or got them paddle boards in general. They didn't have any. They were always rode with us and then just swam in the water. But now they got paddle boards and they got to venture out a little bit more, get that confidence up on the water a little bit more. That's amazing. Yes, Laura, we're praying for your mom this morning. She's going in for hip surgery. Layla, good luck. We are thinking about you this morning. Godspeed, and hopefully you have a speedy recovery for sure. Can't wait to see you back here on the platform, maybe tomorrow morning. But again, say a nice little prayer for Layla this morning as she goes under the knife. Annette, how are you this morning? Bobby Johnson says, we should be best friends. I love hot wings, the lake, and a good cold drink. It is just great, isn't it? It's like my favorite time. And that's why I said yesterday, and I think I stressed my wife out a little bit too much because I like to plan things and probably put too much on her plate most days. We don't relax a whole lot in the Witcher family. We just kind of keep going. So when I said, listen, let's clean now, watch soccer, I'll smoke wings, then we'll go out in the lake, we'll eat dinner, and then we'll watch the rest of the soccer game. And she's like, just shakes her head, rolls her eyes, and I'm like, come on, it's summertime. Sunday night, kids are out of school. We'll be back to some normalcy once the kids go back to school, and we won't be going to bed at 10 o'clock at night on a Sunday. Fine. And I think once we all get out there, because it is a little bit of a rigmarole to get out on the lake, to carry all the paddle boards down there, whatever, but it is what it is, and I feel thankful and blessed to be able to have the access to the lake that we have. I think it's just, one of those things. Oh, by the way, the soccer game last night, Copa America, was delayed, I think, an hour and a half last night. So while the game was supposed to come on at 8 o'clock and we would have been done watching the game by 10 o'clock and everyone go to bed, the game didn't come on till like 9:30. Watched the first half, and I was like, I can't stay up for the next half. I still don't even know who won yet. But I don't want to know yet because I want to try to watch the replay if I possibly can. And the reason the game was delayed last night was due to unruly fans. Come on, fans. Like, do we really need to be doing that? I think not. But that was the case. Anyways, my friends, here we go. Let's get to work, shall we, with today's national holidays? All right, today's national holiday, Social Media Giving Day. Let's see what that's about. I don't even know what that's about. Social Media Giving Day on the National Day calendar, and we're encouraging everyone to use social media to make a difference in the world by promoting charitable giving. We're celebrating Social Media Giving Day by using social media to promote generosity and kindness through all of our platforms. That's not bad. A lot of folks on social media that can use their platforms for a good cause. National Get Out of the Doghouse Day. Oh, man. Gentlemen, do we need this? Gentlemen, occasionally we need a free pass, don't we? National Get Out of the Doghouse Day on this third Monday in July offers the fast track home we all need once in a while. Generally, when you're in the doghouse, you have fallen out of favor with someone, usually your spouse or significant other. However, you can also be in the doghouse with a friend or your boss at work. That's right. This day uses all those good cliches to get you back in the big house where you belong. Nobody likes to be in the doghouse, do we? National Gummy Worm Day. I could eat a lot of gummy worms. I love gummy worms. It's a good national holiday, by the way. National Tapioca Pudding Day. I love me some tapioca pudding. National I Love Horses Day. Okay. And National Pet Fire Safety Day. That's a good one. Let's see what that one's about, shall we? National Pet Fire Safety Day on July 15th reminds us to consider our pets when planning fire routes and safety in our homes. I hope you take your pets with you if you need to evacuate your home for a fire or any other cause. They are family members, aren't they? And National Give Something Away Day. That's a good day. Let's see what that says. Most of the benefit of having having more than what we need to live. That is a true statement. We are a society of excess, aren't we? National Give Something Away Day on July 15th offers us an opportunity to share some of our bounties with others that may not have as much. And believe it or not, remember I said that we got a bunch of boxes from my wife's childhood. I have my car packed up and ready to give away today. So we will be taking that over to Carm here later on this afternoon. So I will be joining in on National Give Something Away Day. Are you going to be joining in on National Give Something Away Day? Do we have too much stuff in our lives? Does it stress you out? Sometimes the excess of things kind of stresses us out, doesn't it? It's like we don't really need that much stuff, but here we are. I.e., since we just bought our kids paddleboards. Yeah, let's just add more stuff to the Witcher's household, right? Good morning, Renata. How are you this morning? Yeah, it is football. You're right, Lee. It is football. I grew up playing soccer, played my entire life up until like 2014. So it's been about 10 years since I've played competitively. I'd like to get back on the soccer field. Ah, nice. But we'll see if we can actually make it out there or not. We'll see. I don't know. Katrina's grass is crunchy. Everybody's grass is crunchy. Let's see. What else you got going on this morning? You were the unknown user. What's up, unknown user? Not sure why it showed up that way. I posted a picture of my sunflower and our double rainbow last night in South Knoxville. There we go. Well, you are an unknown user. But you're a known user to us because you join us all the time. So, Felicia, how was the event this past weekend? Was it a good event? Hopefully you had a good event this morning. How was the, not quite sure if you stayed for the circus in Imes. They had an issue with Imes, I think, apparently due to the drinking. I guess there was an issue, so they've apparently have stopped to allow alcohol. Felicia posted this picture through the Witcher's Pictures link. How about this one? Nice little sunflower this morning. Thanks, Felicia. That's a great picture. My first sunflower of the season, she says. Betty's got a great photo to share with us this morning. Uploading that through the Witcher's Pictures link. So Betty, thanks so much for sharing that one with us. Let's see. I'll show everybody. Nice photo. That looks refreshing, doesn't it? And calm. Sun coming up on the Tennessee River is what she says. Here's a good one. This is from Tina. Tina Fisher has posted this one. Not a bad way to start the morning, right? Cup of coffee, back porch, enjoy the nice, comfortable summer morning. Doesn't get much better than that. That's pretty awesome. By the way, you can also upload photos to the Witcher's Pictures link using the East Tennessee Weather app. Again, it's super easy to do so. You can share those photos, which we try to share on the air every single day. It's just stuff. It's just stuff, says Katrina. Unruly fans equals pre-party and adult beverage consumption. True. That is true. And soccer players. That is why in Europe, we had this conversation yesterday, in Europe at all the soccer stadiums, they do not allow any alcohol. There's a reason why. No need to stress. Life's too short to stress. Right, Betty? Come on. There we go. Lee and his wife are going to be giving away today. Good idea. Give away the stuff. Tell my wife, when new clothes come in, when new things come in that are the same, get rid of something, right? If you bring in a new water bottle, get rid of an old one. Marie Kondo that thing and say, thank you very much. I appreciate you. You brought me joy. Now let's move on with somebody else. Something else. Just hope my wife doesn't do that to me someday. Thank you for bringing joy for my life, but I'm going to move on to somebody else. I'm not going to talk politics on here, but what an awful weekend it was in politics, right? Awful. Not talking about politics. We don't talk about politics on the show. I'm not going to do that, but no matter how you slice it and dice it, that's a sad day in America, isn't it? Doesn't matter who it is. It's a sad day in America. All right, that's all I'll say. SQ McNew. Maybe I said that right. Mike, what's your need to allow photo comments to find out? Yo. Huh? What you talking about, Willis? Why don't you rewrite that? I don't know what you're talking about. Mike, what's your need to allow photo comments to find out, yo? That's how I read it. Try to read it between the lines here. I can't. You saw an eagle on the lake yesterday. That's cool. Yeah, I got that, Buck. Sorry I haven't had time to respond. Trying to hang out with the family a little bit more this weekend. Good morning, Robin. How are you this morning? Got Barbara joining us this morning. Give my bills to somebody else. Sharing is caring. It's not a bad idea, right? I would like to give this to you. That's my mortgage, by the way. Kimberly cracked me up. There's no traffic issues out there, by the way, this morning. So, again, once we get back to school and some normalcy, of course, volume of traffic will gradually build up throughout, of course, the school season. Usually it's really, really dead this time of year. Uh-oh. Kimberly. Don't be getting in trouble now. Tell the husband I said hi. Everything froze up? Well, sorry, Cody. Let's see. Anything else? Let's see what else I have to talk about. I'll talk about this for just a second, then we'll kind of wrap things up for this morning. So rainfall over the last 24 hours. As I mentioned earlier, we saw a little bit of rain yesterday. Not a ton, but a little bit, and every little bit counts. Over the last 7 days, we really haven't picked up much. Saw a little bit more down across parts of Polk County and Bradley County, and that was about the extent of it. Remember, the drought has expanded around the area, where we do have abnormally dry conditions in yellow, a moderate drought for almost all of East Tennessee, with a severe drought in orange from the plateau to the Southern Valley. And there's a reason for that. Not only have we not had rain, and we all know this, but when you look at our 30-day percent of normal, I mean, we're down to 12% in Saudi Daisy, 19% in Chattanooga. And so when you look at deficits over the last 30 days, we're looking at anywhere from, basically 2 to almost 4 inches behind on rainfall. And just an FYI, July is typically our rainiest month. Did you know that? Did you know not only one of the hottest months, but also one of the rainiest months due to convection, afternoon showers, and thunderstorms? Well, we haven't seen much of that. But as I will highlight once again, there is some much needed rain on the way. So hopefully we can, through this next week, obviously the drought monitor won't be changing whatsoever here by the end of this week. It comes out every Thursday. But probably next week, we'll see some improvements with the drought monitor, and hopefully we can start to green up that grass a little bit more so you don't have to water it so much if you water your yards. We definitely need the wane. We definitely need the wane, everybody. Don't we? By the way, it's 7:33. We sure hope you had a great weekend. We're back at it here on this Monday. Hopefully you have a good day and have some things planned. Maybe try to stay as safe as you can. Remember that heat stress increases a little bit more today than what it did over the weekend, and that's going to be the story as we get into the middle part of the week, tomorrow, and also on into our Wednesday, and then improvements are on the way. Of course, I'll always send you back to the 24-hour weather channel. We'll start it from the top, and you'll get everything you need to know for your daily forecast. Remember, you can always check out your daily forecast in 1 minute with Witcher online at easttnweather.com, or of course through the app. It's the very first tile. When you open the app, just click on that and you get all the weather information there. Checking on those temperatures and the heat index values every once in a while today. It's going to be gross. But we've already been there. So it's not like it's anything we haven't seen. Right? So you just got to stay inside a little bit longer or find a body of water. Remember that this morning's Wake Up with the Witcher was sponsored by Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. It will be the sponsor every Monday, by the way. And I will be broadcasting from the Granger County Tomato Festival on Saturday afternoon. And I'll be at the Farm Bureau tent, hanging out with my new friends at Farm Bureau Insurance. So make sure you come out on Saturday to the Granger County Tomato Festival and come say hi. I will have some merchandise out there. I won't have a ton. It is in order. Probably won't come back for another week to maybe a week and a half or so. Maybe 2 weeks. And for you Witcher weather watchers, we've got our logos being designed right now and brand new t-shirts and mugs heading our way as well. So a lot of cool merch is coming soon, my friends. Very, very, very soon. Can't be soon enough, can it? All right, well, we sure hope you have a great day. Be safe, be kind to each other. I will now send you back to the 24-hour channel. We'll see you back here for Wake Up with Witcher tomorrow morning.
You're watching East Tennessee weather. Weather when you want it.
Good morning. Have a great Monday, everybody. It was a hot weekend. We made it into the 90s Friday, Saturday, and yesterday at 98 degrees yesterday. It was a toasty one for sure. And that trend's going to continue for a couple of days before, well, some relief starts to work its way back into the area. So let's go and get to work with the latest information from yesterday around all of East Tennessee. So Knoxville made it to 98, 95 Crossville, 100 again in Chattanooga. The record was 103, set back in 1954. And even Tri-Cities made it to 96, just 2 degrees shy of the record 98 set back in 1954. All right, so your weather headlines. The heat continues with a few more showers possible throughout the day today. Now, when we're talking heat this week, it continues all the way through Wednesday, but then some cooler air is set to arrive for the rest of the week into the weekend. The rain, much more elevated rain chances this week, which will definitely help the drought situation. So let's go ahead and pick up our timeline here at 7 o'clock this morning. On our futurecast, we'll run you through lunchtime, and again, no rain expected through lunchtime. Now we'll start to see the atmosphere heat up. Here comes some afternoon showers and thunderstorms. So we've seen that over the last couple of days across parts of the Cumberland Plateau, parts of the Southern Valley, but I think we'll see a little bit better coverage of rainfall today. Now, depending on how fast those clouds really begin to evolve or develop throughout the day today, really depends on our forecast high temperatures, but the general idea is it's still going to be another hot day. Not everyone's going to pick up on the rainfall, but at least we have a little bit more of an elevated rain chance or opportunity throughout the day today. Lunchtime temperatures are going to be pushing close to 89 degrees after morning lows in the 60s and 70s. Forecast highs will be back into the low and mid 90s, so maybe not quite as hot as yesterday, but dew points are coming up a little bit. So dew points are now going to be in the upper 60s to low 70s, and so that's going to lead to heat index values once again upper 90s to low 100s. So yes, another hot and steamy day around East Tennessee, and it's going to take a while for those temperatures to cool down later on this evening. Now the heat stress today will elevate a little bit more than what we had yesterday and expand as well. We're still in the moderate category for most locations. Got a couple pockets of some high categories across the Southern Valley. But again, thanks to the cloud coverage, I think that's going to help to mitigate a little bit of this activity throughout the day today. Now, as we get into our Tuesday, we're going to continue to see more heat stress, and that will last all the way through Wednesday as well. So your evening forecast by 8 o'clock tonight, we're down to the 89 degrees, but again, a heat index value about 93 thanks to a little bit more humidity in the atmosphere throughout the day today. As we get into the day tomorrow, we'll continue to have a moderate to even pockets of high heat stress across the area, so something to keep in mind as temperatures go up and humidity goes up as well. And then as we get into our Wednesday, we'll mitigate that just a little bit, but still moderate category for heat stress on into our Wednesday. So again, all the way through Wednesday is going to be the hottest weather. Dew points continue to climb and will stay a little bit more elevated as we get into the weekend, and that's going to lead to better rain chances. When you look at our temperature trend, we're going to stay hot through Wednesday, and then look at this, more seasonable, if not below average weather is on the way. We are now at the peak heating of summer. Our average high is 89 degrees. So that's going to put our heat index values in the low 100s all the way through Wednesday, and then we're likely not to deal with much of a heat index value for the rest of the week into the upcoming weekend. Let's talk rain chances for a second. Rain chances do ramp up as we head through the next several days. Now, I'm going to keep a 40% chance of rain Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yes, it looks like elevated rain chances are going to be with us, but that's day 5, 6, and 7 days out. And so that far out, I don't like to put too high of a number on there because I don't want to come backwards. So we'll tailor these numbers for the weekend forecast accordingly. Now, remember, we do have the Granger County Tomato Festival coming up this weekend. I will be broadcasting live from the Granger County Tomato Festival on Saturday afternoon sometime, so I'll keep you posted on exactly the timing of that when I have everything nailed down. But can you believe we're talking about the Granger County Tomato Festival? And when you look at our next 3 days of rainfall forecast, not a ton of rain, but at least elevated rain chances compared to the next 5 days. We're going to add more to that. And how about all the way through day 7? We're really going to pick up some much needed rain around the area where many of us will pick up anywhere from 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. The highest rain totals could be across the higher elevations. So some much needed rain, drought busting rain possible by the end of the week. So we sure hope you have a great day. And the fact that we are going to continue to see the possibility of below average temperatures may be lasting for a couple of weeks. So we'll keep you posted on that. And you can always check in with the East Tennessee Weather app. If you don't have it and if you've not downloaded it today, just go to your app store and search East TN Weather, all one word. It's 100% free. It's all weather all the time for us right here in East Tennessee. Again, go to the App Store and search East TN Weather, all one word. Well, we're back at it here on this Monday. We sure hope you have a great day. Try to stay as safe as you can, especially if you're working outside for an extended amounts of time. And of course, as the kids go back to band practice and outdoor practices, coaches and parents, take care of our kids. Have a great day. We'll see you back here for the next weather update today at noon.